it's like, where are these dead cells going?
And so you're supposed to urinate these dead cells out.
Yeah.
And the amazing thing about the body, and that's how you know disease is an illusion. The body will turn yourself into a fever. You go into a fever, the first thing you do is start sweating. Your skin is the largest organ on your body.
And it's trying to get it out.
So it's going to get it out your skin. Some people get skin rashes, and they look at the skin rash and they tell you have a skin disorder. They will give you steroid cream to rub on the rash, but it's the skin trying to defecate and get rid of what your lymphatic system is not capable of getting rid of because you won't change your diet. So now, everywhere you go, even though it's the body trying to heal itself, they have come up with a way to trick you to believing that it's an actual disease when it's not. It's just the body trying to heal itself.
So how do you forever keep the lymphatic system drained? I mean, people tell me I got the bladder of a squirrel, for real, because I drink water all day. I'm always forever drinking water. But how do you keep the lymphatic system from getting backed up?
So you have to keep the elimination pathway open. You need oxygen. So oxygen is the molecule of life. It's the God particle. Other than melanin, oxygen, you need it. You actually need oxygen to even synthesize melanin. So oxygen is that main molecule. You need it. So you have O2 and you have O3. These are your oxygen molecules. O3 is called ozone oxygen. This is the oxygen that you draw in from the ozone layer. O2 is what you get
by sunbathing.
Yeah, by sunbathing. Very good. Okay, I see you know that. Yeah. So that's a very good way to get oxidation and get this oxygen in the body. The next way is just doing deep breathing and drinking water, or H3O2. Then you have another one that get converted in the body. It's called H2O2, or what they call hydrogen peroxide. That's why if you get a cut and you pour hydrogen peroxide on the actual cut, you'll see all them suds and them bubbles come up. That's oxygen. It's going through oxidative therapy. That's what we need. Without oxygen, you cannot convert.
And it heals.
Yes, it heals you, showing you that oxygen heals.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So we are missing that molecule. The reason why is because they're polluting our air. We're not getting enough oxygen. The reason why is we're eating food that don't have any oxygen combining chemistry in it. The reason why is we have lost the technique of breathing. Like a lot of us are being mouth breathers. Breathing through your mouth, it actually cuts your life expectancy by 10 years. It changes the structure of your mouth. It pushes your teeth out. It make you talk different. It gives you rotten tongue. It gives you thrust on the mouth. It messes with your circadian rhythm when you're trying to go to sleep. That's why they even created some type of band-aids and stuff, or tape that you can literally close your mouth with when you're sleeping, because they have figured out that with mouth breathing, you don't get delta wave sleeps. Delta wave sleep is a deep sleep you get to regenerate and heal your body, because most of the healing process go on when you in your sleeping stage. But you can't get that when you're not actually going into them deep realms of sleep and you're producing something called delta waves. The lack of oxygen is what messes with your sleeping pattern. The lack of oxygen is what kills you.
Is that why pregnant women stay sick? Like, well, I mean, postpartum women stay sick because we cannot.
Yeah, and then
we can't hit that realm of sleep. And I remember, like, after having my son, like, I stayed sick the most the first 2 years.
Yeah,
because
and guess who robbing your body of all the oxygen though? The baby. That's who took all your oxygen. And literally after a woman give birth, she spend the next 2 to 3 years rebuilding her body. So
I tried to listen, I was
it's so
walker. I was on a walker at 38 years old.
Yeah, I bet.
Pregnant.
I bet.
I lost bone loss.
Yes, guess who took some of them bones? Guess who took that calcium and stripped that? Most women are anemic and become anemic when they get pregnant. Guess who robbing the body of iron? It's the baby. The baby do not care about you when it's trying to grow itself. I'm telling you. And that's why they made things called prenatals, and you're supposed to go on specific diets when you get pregnant, because the baby is going to need all that extra energy, and the baby will rob you of it to make sure it save itself. Even the placenta is not the mother's. The placenta is for the baby. The actual baby grows the placenta. A lot of people don't even understand that ideology. So look, back to the oxygen. So oxygen is used to actually create something called glutathione. Glutathione is actually a detoxification mechanism in the body. It opens up something called the NRF2 pathways of the cells. These pathways are made for the cells can get out what they eaten. Just like you have to eat, and then after you eat, you have to go defecate. You have 150 trillion cells in your body that have to eat, drink, and defecate as well. The only thing about you is when you defecate, you have the luxury of getting up, walking with your legs, and going to the bathroom. Your cells that make up you don't have the capability of doing that, so they poop on top of them cells. Now, if you look at what poop is actually all the toxins or the metabolic byproducts of the things you've been eating. So these things are very acidic in form and in nature. So imagine a cell pooping on top of itself and it's full of acids. It begins to break the cell down. It breaks down the integrity of the cells. It breaks down the mucosal membrane of the cells, and then it's so hot it starts sucking and depriving the cells of all this oxygen. Then mucus gonna come in and try to save its day, which it do more fucking harm than good. Even though mucus is a defense, it does its job too well. So now mucus gonna come, it covers up the cell full of oxygen and starts suffocating the cell more. So when the cell gets suffocated from all the oxygen, it says, oh shit, I need to do something or I'm gonna die. So what it does is it gets signals to all the other cells to tell the cells what to do. So they start reproducing themselves quicker because they don't want to all die off. Now you have cells being basically going through cellular mitosis or meiosis, dividing when they're not supposed to be dividing and repopulating. That's called cellular growth. Now on top of that, it still got to get energy for the cell can do its everyday function. But remember, you need oxygen molecule to do all of these energies. So it would do something and it will go an anaerobic route, meaning it don't need oxygen to get ATP. ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate. That's the highest form of energy currency. Without that, we wouldn't even be here. We would be dead without this signal, because this signal is actually what gives our body fuel and energy to wake up in the morning and do our everyday life processes. So instead, it gives you something called ADP, adenosine diphosphate. So the triphosphate, it has more energy to yield in the cell. But when you can't use oxygen, the body just get to pick up the pieces with whatever it get. You kind of like a homeless man. Homeless man eat out the trash can because he got to eat. Same thing with the cells. When they can't get oxygen, they can't get that rich food. They're like, well, fuck it, I'm finna go eat out the trash can. So they take an anaerobic way and they use the bacteria of the cells to form energy to give them ADP. This go through something called a Krebs cycle and lactic acid. So it have to build up more acid and to use this lactic acid to form energy. Remember, acids burns the cell, and that's where the disease come in at. So when you look at what cancer is the body being deprived of oxygen and it's trying to heal itself. So it take another currency of energy. So even when you look at cancer, it's the body trying to heal itself.
Yo, like I remember these white people that came in. I used to work at this restaurant called OK Cafe in Atlanta. And it was where the wealthiest of the wealthiest white people would come.
Yeah.
Eat breakfast, lunch. They ate there 3 times a day. They all lived in, it's kind of like where we at now in the Jewish Center, right? And they would go it was very common for them to leave breakfast and go lay in oxygen chambers. These people,
that's called, so look,
old as
so
fuck.
they hipped up. So look, what them chambers are called is called ozone therapy. Hyperbaric chambers.
Yes, yeah, that's exactly what
you know. That shit heals cancer quick, and guess what it does? So most people with cancer, because it's illegal to have a hyperbaric chamber in America. Why is that? But it's a Mexican doctor that's in Mexico right now, where people get cancer. Say if the herbs are not working quick enough, they ship them off to Mexico, and they coming back healed because they are putting them in these ozone 3 hyperbaric chambers and healing 3-month therapy, where you go in there every day for 30 minutes, or they put them in an ozone 3 sauna suit, which I own one of those, a sauna suit. But it's so this is how corrupt America is. I own a sauna suit, and I only can me and my family can use it. If I get caught having somebody else to use the ozone 3 sauna suit, I will go to federal prison.
Why?
Because they don't want you healing your body of cancer. Because the moment you realize that disease is an illusion, you get to buy back your freedom, and you get to give yourself more time here on earth to figure out they bullshit. They're capitalizing off of us being stupid, and we are literally paying these people to kill us. So yeah, so I'm glad you just mentioned that. So now this is how you know I'm not lying. It's called an ozone 3 hyperbaric chamber.
I'm like, where you going? To my little oxygen chamber.
They straight banned them in the U.S.
These people would be goddamn bones, and I'm like, what the? How are you still here, Miss Peggy?
Oxygen. So look, this is they do let you do this. They let you do oxygen therapy in America, where you can get oxygen IV. They give you ozone 3 through the actual IV. But when you do it that way, it takes a long time to actually oxidize. From all of my research and study, the best way to actually get oxygen to a cell and to heal the body of cancer quickly, always use herbs first. But if you at your last stage and you at your last breath and you got to take drastic measures, because I don't recommend ozone 3 therapy for everybody, because it does burn, because it's highly alkaline. So I don't recommend everybody to do it. But if they giving you 4 months to live, I mean, come on, you gonna die anyway. We might as well go all the way the fuck out with it. Get inside. You need a oxygen O3 oxygen therapy sauna suit.
How do you get those?
So I literally got mine from Mexico. So, but you can have them in the U.S., but you can't. Hopefully they change the rules to this shit. But because you can't let another your family can use it, but you can't open up a clinic. Like I have a clinic, it'll be illegal for me to bring that in my clinic and use it. But I can
Even
bring.
if you gave it away for free.
See, Tasha, you smart. Now we can say, see, you smart.